It shouldn't be the thing that keeps you from leaving home if you're interested in seeing the world or seeing Baja. And I can't agree with you more regarding the dirt road, the Baja. Some of the most interesting and special people I've met have been far away from paved roads and fast food restaurants and so on. That so often you even can find that now in Baja, but it's also real easy to turn off into the dirt. And I think that's something I'm trying to encourage more people that I run into that have an interest in Baja. Go get comfortable with going, but then once you're comfortable and you kind of have a feel for how it all works, make that turn off the pavement into the dirt, and then a whole new world happens. I'm really glad that we've gotten to speak, and I look forward to staying in touch with you as things unfold with you. Again, I'm staring at the map here that you've got on your homepage, and I'm realizing, okay, you got hung up there, Costa Rica or Central America area because you've got a right-hand drive car. I don't see any lines in South America yet, and I don't see any lines in Africa yet, and I don't see any lines in Australia. So you've got a bit of the map to cover, which I think is encouraging for you, but it's kind of discouraging for me because I do spend the majority of my free time in Baja, and it doesn't seem like, you've already done it. So you've got other places to go before you come back, or maybe we will see you in Baja again someday.
Oh, I hope. I love that. I do love that place. And it's so, that's why I'm so jealous of, where you are now, because it's just, happy there in Southern California, and, you're a stone's throw from some of the greatest adventures that I've ever had, and it's just
there. You know what? I'm going to interrupt you right now. Here's my request to you, and you can throw a request at me, but my request to you is to hold me accountable for crossing that border more often and going and doing what I say means so much to me. Because you're right, I have no excuses. I have no excuses for not visiting more often. So you have my permission to bug me digitally or phone calls or show up at my doorstep and grab me and say, hey, we're going. So that's my request to you, any request of me or Mr. Jim Riley here as we start to wind this down.
Persuade more people to get to Baja. It's not a scary place.
Yeah. Hey, Benjy, you know what? That's a great thing to throw out there. I got to say, too, listening to the conversation, I didn't want to interrupt because you guys were really kind of deep in the story there. I'm renewed on the human spirit, and hearing you talk about nobody would pass you by, the more remote you were. Because it's amazing when you're in the city and you're broke down. We live in a sea of busy freeways. Nobody stops. You might have 1,000 cars.
It's the same here too.
1,000 cars pass you a minute. Nobody's going to stop, but you're in the middle of nowhere and everybody stops. And we see that in Baja, and it's very common down there. And I just love that that's the human spirit around the world. Hearing you talking about being on the Bones Highway out in Russia, and people are stopping and helping you get there. I'm completely renewed in the human spirit. I'm also very, very proud of my comrades down in Baja, getting to know you, asking you about your vehicle, offering you work and help and all these things. And I just love that that's the culture that we live and thrive in. I can't help the shipping company out of New York, but I do know a Baja off-road racer that owns a shipping company that does exactly probably what you need. So it sounds like I'll have to make an introduction.
Perfect.
But yeah, listen, thank you for sharing your story with us. When you get back on the road, can you reach back out? I know this is a Baja show, but hell, we'll have you on wherever you're at, and we'll pretend like it's Baja. But can you stay in touch with us and let us know where you're heading next?
Of course.
Yeah.
Be more than happy to. It's the world's it's a pretty amazing place, and for anyone who does want to go adventuring around the world and not unsure of where to start, and honestly, Baja, starting by heading down to Baja, because that's once you've put that toe in the water, you realize that the water's quite isn't as cold as you think it is, and then you're ready to jump in.
Yeah. Yeah. You've imparted a lot of wisdom in some of the things that you've said today, and I hope people have paid attention to some of that. I know I have. We talked about your website being benjydavenport.com. Do you have a social media, Instagram or anything like that they can catch you on?
Yeah, everything's Benjy Davenport.
Okay, all right. BenjyDavenport, Benjy Davenport. We're going to be here for you, man. So thank you for being on the show. Hey, Ryan, appreciate you jumping on the show today, too. Love to have you back more often. I know you've been on a couple times recently, so thanks for that, bud.
Always a pleasure, and love having the opportunity to talk about and meet interesting people that are centered around something to do with Baja. And but yeah, absolutely, Benjy, it was great catching up with you, man.
Ryan, the same to you too. It's been awesome.
Alrighty.
Well, that's another Baja Session show. Benjy and Ryan, thank you both for being on the air with me. I was offline with Ryan for a minute there after the call, and he's like, well, what do you think? Was that a good show? And I said, you know what, Ryan? Anytime we record a show that makes us want to go to Baja, it's a good show. And I don't know about you as a listener, but I'm ready to go to Baja. It's raining here. I was in Otay Mesa yesterday, and it was raining hard where I live, but Otay Mesa was actually warm. I had to take my jacket off. There was no rain. And I'm looking over the border at Baja going, man, I wish I could just cross right now because I know what's on the other side. Wonderful food, people, and adventure. But I had to get home. I left my wife and kids at home, so I had to come back to them. But look, if you're wanting to go down to Baja and you just need to know where to go or how to go about it, or maybe you do go down there and you want some new ideas, reach out. We're happy to help. We've got kind of some more resources with Ryan Thomas dipping in on these shows, and he's a Baja expert and legend. So reach out to us. Please, if you enjoyed the show, share it with your friends and family. Let them know about us. Every Monday we try to get this Baja Sessions out. Yes, sometimes that turns into a Tuesday, maybe even a Wednesday, but that's Baja time for you. So anyways, talk to you next week. Thanks.